This one was actually a viewer suggestion. But Pocket, I thought you hated viewer suggestions. Well, yeah, I do. I hate the suggestions like, just make a sheath out of leather, or dude, just buy one. Okay, wait. Don't get the wrong idea. I love suggestions, insofar as those suggestions are ideas, because I love ideas. But as it's well known, some ideas are better than others, and as it turns out, buying something when you could have just made it just barely registers at all on a scale of good ideas. The premise of this channel used to be about having fun and about going around the obvious solution to the problem and trying something different that maybe won't cost you any money. Well, anyway, the suggestion was that use a heat gun and shopping bags, like Walmart bags, to make a sheath, or any, to use it for any sort of plastic product that's a sculptable plastic. You soften the, I suppose it's polyethylene. You soften the plastic up and then you can sculpt it like Play-Doh. And when it cools, it takes that shape. It's really cool, and the prototype seemed to work, but I think I could do better if I have a second go at it. Well, thank you to the viewer who suggested this. If he wants credit, he can have it down below in the comments. He said that he wanted to make a video, but he never pulled the trigger on it, so I'll do it for you. Obviously, you need a heat gun, and you need bags. And a dispenser will be nice. A tissue box works great. If you've never done this before, you won't believe how many stuff into this. I mean, it's packed solid. But another way is to use one of these Tide Pod things, and I just used a utility knife and drilled some holes, and this works nicely. You have to sand these edges so that it doesn't hurt your finger. I didn't fast forward it. That was in real time. It reminds me of Shrinky Dinks. Any of you out there old enough to remember Shrinky Dinks? Yeah, I'm that old. I mean, I remember them with Smurfs on them. Now, I'm no professional by any stretch, but it seems to me like it needs pressure. If you don't give it pressure, then even if you soften the material, they won't join. See what I mean? My goal is to kind of feed it like a rope that's like a welding stock. This is not easy. It would be a little easier if you weren't standing right in the way. Let me put you somewhere else. That's better. Oh, I'm sorry. I can't make you stand in the corner. Is that 2 bags? Oh, whoa, I'm way off. How about we do this? Ow, ow. Oh, the vinyl gloves or whatever they are melting. I wish they were just plain cotton without this stupid stuff on them. I would like to use leather, but then That's even more difficult to keep your dexterity with. Okay, so this time I'm splitting the bag, and let's make it into a big long rope first. Can you see that? I hope so. Oh. Ugh, I can't watch this guy. Yeah, I know. If I were any sort of professional, I'd set up the stand to hold the heat gun, but I have other stuff to do today. Right into the sawdust and planer shavings. I don't think that's flammable, though. That guy's probably thinking, I should have just made the damn video myself. Sorry if it doesn't meet your standard, man. Okay, the rope idea is a total failure. I had better luck last time. That didn't seem too bad. Let's try that again. Okay, that definitely worked. That is the way I would recommend. From the beginning, I mean, it probably would have worked well if we would have just started doing that. That was fun. Let's do it again. Okay, from your side of the camera, it just has to be one of those projects that is like, I can do that, I want to do that, I want to do that. Because it's totally doable. So, conclusions. Should you try this project? Oh my goodness, absolutely, yes. This is a hoot, and it seems like it works great. Ooh, that's hot, but it's already hard. So, closing thoughts. Oh man, it's great. Thank you so much for the suggestion. I will count this procedure as another tool in my belt. It's wildly original. I think it's trustworthy, it's cheap and easy and a lot of fun. I lost count, but I think it was something like 10 bags to do this, so the expense is negligible. And it's nice and hard, but light. What can I describe it as? Plastic. Polyethylene. You know the drill. Give it a try. Wait, before you go. I keep playing with it. It's a lot of fun, and like everything, I'm getting better. It's a skill. So some points I want to make. First of all, it contracts. So when you set this aside and all of the heat escapes from it, not all of it, but a lot of the heat will escape over time, you'll come back. I came back in the morning and it was really tough to get it off. You have to keep that in mind. It shrinks as it cools, and that property can be useful. Let me explain. For rasps and files, my go-to is usually a golf ball, but often a nut. This is a great little trick. You just drill a hole on each side, tap it in, and they rarely come out. You can persuade them out with a hammer, but remember how I said about the shrinking? I think that aspect of the plastic cooling and getting tight, drawing tight as it cools, can be really useful here. Bag number 2. So it feels kind of like clay right now, and it's still a little loose on there, see? But I'll let this cool, and we'll come back in, oh, I don't know, 20 minutes, and take a look. Okay, here it is after it has completely cooled off. Nice and hard, zero wiggle. There's one more thing that we should probably do, because you might be curious. Shaping it. Okay, maybe you're not curious, but I am. Okay, that certainly satisfies. It's a little furry there. Let's give it heat. If you were to ask me to guess, I would probably guess that it was auto body putty, but with a strange color. That's kind of what it reminds me of. Aw, but this is much less expensive, that's for sure. And the materials that you need to do this cost virtually zero. So that is a great success. I'm really tempted to shape one of these just to see if I can make a pretty one, but not right now. Besides, it's kind of cool looking in its own way. Well, thanks for joining me, and if you have any suggestions, rather ideas about how to use this stuff, then drop a comment down below. I will see you next time.